Before this video starts, make sure to like and sub. Look at this statistic. Doesn't it look embarrassing? Come on, you can do it, guys. It takes like 5 seconds. Well, I've talked a lot about the Owl House, but I think it's time to switch my gears a little bit and cover a different show. This video is going to be very opinionated and more cartoon feelings kind of thing, so theories and predictions will probably not be present. And judging by the title, you already know what show I'm going to be talking about. And it's not going to be really well organized. It's already all over the place, and I'm going to be all over the place, so please bear with me, okay? I'm working on a big video, so yeah, look out for that. Amphibia. Oh, how good and, in my opinion, underrated you are. Anyway, Amphibia, produced by Disney and released on June 17th, 2019, has become one of the leading cartoons of this new wave of shows coming from Disney. And surprise, surprise, it's really good. It both makes me really happy that Disney's killing it right now, but also depressed that Cartoon Network for the past 3 years have been approving and releasing less than stellar shows. Not bad by any means, just not very memorable. But we're talking Disney right now, and I'm not sure which show I like more. On the one hand, I love Owl House's characters, but on the other hand, Amphibia has this way of progressing through the story where it feels like you've gone through a grand adventure. The scale of the show is humongous, and you really feel that way when you're watching it, and I think that's great. I'm not saying that Owl House doesn't do this, but it's more character focused, if you know what I mean. But we're not talking about the Owl House, we're talking about Amphibia, and why Amphibia, to me, is the purest form of fun I've seen in a Disney Channel show in a very long time. And oh boy, do I love it to death for it. The first season of Amphibia was admittedly very unfocused, in the sense of an overarching plot, but it didn't feel bad or wasted. The fun misadventures felt super nostalgic to the first couple of seasons of Adventure Time, where the plot and story would be strung along in these linear and non-linear plots, not following a concrete story standpoint or story structure. Amphibia does this but takes the concept and rolls with it, but stays more focused at the same time, if that makes any sense. We have these fun one-off episodes that also feel important, as the characters either grow closer, learn a lesson, or a lore element was placed in the story somewhere hidden between the cracks. This type of narrative lets us get closer to the planter family and grow more accustomed to the land of Amphibia, which is literally filled with beautiful visuals with these scenic, huge landscapes of mountains, forests, and swamps, and even more. The huge scale can be intimidating to some people, but in Season 1 it really isn't the focus. The focus is on characters and getting us accustomed to this humongous adventure that we're going to get to go through with Anne. And speaking of Anne as a character is fun, brave, but also a little bit selfish. She can get in over her head sometimes, and she messes up quite often due to her own clumsiness or lack of awareness of the situation. But it isn't just that, she's also very empathetic and cares a lot about people. Even the people that hurt her, like Sasha, she still wants to save her and bring her back to her family, while Sasha right now is a little cuckoo with power. Sprig as a character is a fun-loving red frog that is Anne's best friend in this weird world. And it's pretty similar to Anne, except he's much more extroverted and hyperactive, which gets him into pretty tough situations. I like how Anne and Sprig complement each other well, as what they lack in their personality they see in each other. If you know what I mean. They make up for their faults and they become stronger because of it. It's a very strong bond and relationship as friends. Hop Bop or Hoppadiah Planner is what you think is going to be a no fun, no nonsense old guy stereotype character. And if you thought that, well, you're pretty much wrong. And I was pretty much wrong when I first saw him in the intro of the show. He feels like an actual grandpa, very caring and kind. But he can be stern and strong and can put his foot down when he needs to be. His attitude towards Polly and Sprig is super sweet, as he's basically raising them all by himself and has to carry that burden on his lonesome. I feel like as we dive deeper into the show, we'll get more of an insight on how Hop Pop became both of their guardians. Polly is just a chaotic goofball who is not as developed as Sprig or Anne, but has her own personality quirks that makes her unique. She can act brave, she bites off more than she can chew, and she also likes to have fun like Sprig and Anne, but I think what makes her different is that she has a certain naivety to her character. We don't really see her talking about her parents that often as we see with Sprig, and Sprig takes it pretty hard, so I want to see how Polly would take it, as we still haven't gotten that yet. But I also want to talk about the character design because I personally really like it. Say what you will about the thin bodies, the big eye style, the kind of Cal Arts type of thing, I feel like the show has a rather unique style that makes it stand out a bit from the bunch. The style for the character designs is extremely simple and recognizable as a silhouette. I don't know, I find it really charming. And since we're on the topic of the overall aesthetics of the show, can we just appreciate the level of detail the backgrounds and the environments have? God, they are seriously beautiful, and the characters when paired up to them match surprisingly well. The simple character design paired up with the complex and heavily detailed backgrounds really mix well, and the screen never gets too busy or tiring. This style bleeds into Season 2, which so far has been way too good. Like a road trip arc where we get to see different places outside of Wyrtwood? Are you kidding me? Who wouldn't want to see that? Like, come on. The amount of fun and amazing episodes that we can see form just from this simple little story chain in Season 2 made the developments a whole lot better. But I failed to mention Anne's human friends, who feel very real because they were given a lot of really good development in their quintessential episodes. Sasha stands out as her character is pretty complex and isn't a very stereotypical villain or bully character that we thought she was going to be from some of the earlier episodes. But it was revealed that she really does care about her friends, but is very controlling and pushed to the point of her creating a toxic environment around Anne and Marcy, which I think she is unaware of. I feel like she's trying to bury that doubt that maybe what she's doing to her friends is wrong, but she just can't do it because of her ego and her nature. Marcy is clumsy and really loving towards her friends, even Sasha after Anne told her what happened between them. We still don't know much about her, but we do know that she's very clumsy and very smart, and she's learned a lot and flourished in her journey in Amphibia, basically treating it like any other D&D game that she would play with Anne and Sasha. I hope we get an episode explaining what happened to her and how she got to Amphibia, or maybe how she even got the box in the first place. We know that she's in Utopia and that she just spawned in the walls, but I hope that there's more to the story. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I know that there's more and I could talk about everything else, but I'm trying to save my energy for this huge video that I'm working on. It's going to be like an hour long, 40 minutes long. It's a big one, and I think you probably know what the show I'm going to be talking about is. Anyway, in summary, Amphibia as the episodes go on feel like it's constantly evolving in its storytelling, and yes, there might be a couple of dumb fun episodes and some silly jokes or two, but beneath it all there's a story about three ghosts who want to get back home. On the way, they either learn to become better people, become more vulnerable and more honest, or maybe they don't learn at all and maybe regress even further, because their adventure is far from over. Trust me. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. It really didn't take me that long, but I really wanted to talk about this show because I genuinely really love it. I don't know which one I like more. I already said it in the video, but whatever. Next week is like a big video coming out maybe? I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or the following week. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and like and subscribe. See you later.